Hello everybody, my name is Bill Duvall, sales manager here at Parker Toyota. Today we're going to talk about the all-new redesigned 2016 Toyota Tacoma. One of the neatest things about the new design of the truck is the brand new 3.5 liter V6 motor that we put into it to replace the old 4 liter. One of the neatest things about the technology is the D4S motor. It stands for direct injection, it's a 4-stroke, and it's superior to anything we've ever done before. In the olden days, sorry Dad, your GTO is an old car, we used to have carburetors. And you'd typically run 2 barrels. That's how the motor got gas. But when you wanted a lot of horsepower, you'd run 4 barrels of gas. But that wasn't really economical when it came to keeping an eye on your gas gauge. So we came up with fuel injection. So most cars these days have fuel injection, and it squirts fuel into the motor. There's a lot of wasted fuel though. Imagine this is gasoline and this is a match. How much of it's going to burn? Some of it, but not all of it. Direct injection, which the new Tacoma has, is a mist that's put directly into the motor for way more efficient burning. So that's pretty cool. That's the part of the direct injection. The 4 is it's a 4-stroke. Obviously, we're not running snowmobiles here. And the S stands for superior. It's the most superior thing we've ever done. The neat thing about this is it works in conjunction with direct injection and port injection. So when you're at an idle, the port injection will take over for the direct injection to clean the injectors. So we don't have injector problems like a lot of other vehicles have. The port injection takes over and cleans the injectors. It's pretty cool. The other thing that we have is an Atkinson style motor. When you're doing 70 miles an hour down the freeway, you really only need about 40 horsepower to keep the car going 70 miles an hour. So an example of that is this pump, a bicycle pump. A gasoline motor is basically like an air pump. Has compression. My finger is going to replicate compression. You try and push the pump down with compression, it's hard. And that's what it normally does for most cars. But with the Atkinson style, there's less pressure, and it's real simple for the motor to work, or it doesn't need to work hard. So instead of turning 3 of the cylinders off and having some of the controls that some of the manufacturers have, we have the Atkinson style motor, which when you don't need a lot of horsepower, it adjusts the timing of the valves to make the engine work really easily. One of the neat things about looking under the hood of a Tacoma is that you probably aren't going to have to do it very often. One of the things that I noticed is the engine oil dipstick. A lot of us like to check our oil. This is a fully synthetic motor. We only have to change our oil every 10,000 miles. The other thing that we don't see is the transmission dipstick. There's no way to check the fluid because it's a fully sealed 6-speed automatic. So there's really no maintenance on the transmission. The next cool thing that Tacoma did for the first time ever, this is the new transponder key. You can remove the metal key where you can actually get into the vehicle the old-fashioned way if you decide you want to. But the neat thing about it is the way it transponds to the vehicle. When it's far away, the truck remains locked. But when it gets closer, and you put your hand here, it unlocks the driver's door for you. When I leave, I don't have to take the key out of my pocket to lock it. I just put my finger right here, and it locks, and I can go on my way. This is the TRD off-road Tacoma. Comes with off-road tuned Bilstein shocks and Kevlar reinforced Goodyear tires. These are still a 4-ply tire, which the neat thing about that is they're lighter, helps with good gas mileage. A lot of us that like to go off-roading will put a big heavy 10-ply tire on the truck, which is great. They look cool, they don't get flats, but they're heavy and they really decrease your fuel economy. So Goodyear and Toyota worked in conjunction to design a Kevlar reinforced Goodyear tire that is awesome for off-road and shouldn't have any problems with flat tires on your nasty rocky roads. We've also incorporated the new hydraulically assisted tailgate. You can drop the tailgate no problem, doesn't clunk and clash and cause a whole bunch of problems. Real easy to shut. Integrated backup camera. The other neat thing is if you're somewhere where you need to plug something into the back of the truck, say a Christmas tree, it's Christmas time, there's a voila. You could have your wife's hairdryer, make a cup of coffee if you're out camping. We've got a 12-volt inverter here on the TRD Off-Road and the TRD Sport Tacomas. Pretty cool. In addition to the new 6,800 pound towing capacity, we've also integrated the flat 4 and the round 7 wiring harness to the vehicle. So if you are towing something that requires trailer brakes, you're all set up. Integrated tow hitch, you have a 6,800 pound towing capacity, upgraded from our older truck at 6,500 pounds. Some of the competitors' edge is that they have a power driver's and maybe even a power passenger seat. Toyota decided not to do that. In their infinite wisdom, they decided that 2 more airbags would be more important than a power seat. You might use the power seat more than you use the airbag, but if you were to rate the importance of which one was more important if you were in a collision, obviously we would all choose the knee airbag. So if you are in a frontal collision, not only do you have an airbag that comes out of the vehicle to protect your body, there's also a knee airbag that comes out to protect your legs. And that's only available in the Tacoma, and may not be important to you today, but may be really important to you tomorrow when someone pulls out in front of you that you don't see and you get in a frontal collision.